What did you do before Uniseed? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I started life out as a neuroscientist, as a scientist many years ago, and I did that for a few years, and then I moved across into the biotech sector, into drug development. So I started life as a neuroscientist, then went into the biotech sector for 10 years, doing early stage drug development projects, before moving across to the investment side. So you could say I'm onto my third career.
And what would you say your technical speciality areas are?
Well, as I said, I'm a neuroscientist originally, and so really my specialty is early stage drug development. So it's preclinical and early stage phase 1, phase 2 clinical studies. So design and implementation of drug development programs.
And what do you like most about your role at Uniseed?
Well, what I like the most about my role at Uniseed is that every day there's something different, something new, and something exciting, and that's what gets me out of bed every morning to come into work. Is that we see so much fantastic research from our 5 partners.
And what is the current investment landscape like, and how has that changed over time?
Well, if I sort of focus on the drug development side, on the biotech side, I mean, when I started 10 years ago, there was not very much money at the early stage of the drug development process in terms of securing funding. And that's sort of the landscape has shifted over the last couple of years, where there's been a number of newer funds that have come online. So there's a bit more competition for us, but it's also a good thing in that there's more money to invest, as early stage drug development projects usually require quite a lot of funding to get them to the value inflection point. And
what are the things you look for in an opportunity to make you think you want to invest?
Yeah, well, I suppose I could answer that by saying, I mean, great science, but the science is only one part of it. So there's a whole lot of things have to line up, for a new drug development opportunity to try to get off the ground. There's the science, clearly. There's the IP position. It's having protection around your molecule and the use of it. But it's also the commercial landscape, the commercial opportunity, the unmet clinical need. Will the product fit into clinical practice? Will the physicians prescribe it to their patients? And it's also thinking about, well, is there a potential acquirer at the other end of the investment process? Once we do invest, will a big pharma partner come along in 3 or 4 years and acquire the program?
Great. And what stops you from investing?
Well, again, if I look at the last couple of opportunities which weren't successful for us, they all failed essentially due to IP issues. It's not really about not being able to get claims, but it's being able to get on those projects the claims weren't commercially defensible, in that you weren't able to protect your commercial embodiment, what you were actually going to use it for, and that's what sort of stopped us from investing at that point.
And what do you look for in a researcher when you're investing?
Well, clearly, someone that's passionate about what they're doing, but also who's prepared to listen, because academics are academics, so they're focused on the science, and it's good to sort of meet someone who's prepared to listen and receive advice from people that know more about the commercial aspect and prepared to be guided and listen to feedback. And we find when you meet those kind of researchers, it makes the journey a lot more fun for everyone, and it also leads to success as well.
Can you give us an example of an investment you've done, and what excited you about the opportunity?
Well, I suppose the most recent exciting opportunity that we've invested in would be Canoxus Therapeutics, which came out of the University of Sydney, and this is a new treatment for addiction and social disorders. And what excited me about that was, firstly, we had a great research team. It was a multidisciplinary team from both chemistry and psychology, working together. But also is what they were trying to achieve is that develop a drug for a huge unmet clinical need. And at the moment, there's a huge issue with addiction to prescription opioids and other prescription drugs such as benzodiazepines, Valiums. And that's a problem not just in Australia but worldwide. So there's a huge unmet medical need, and also that translates into a large commercial opportunity as well. So that was probably the one that was the most exciting to us recently.
And what hints could you give a researcher or a student about what they do when they first meet you?
So I suppose hints and advice to give researchers would be firstly is to listen, be prepared to listen, and also to acknowledge what you don't know. And that's something which some researchers occasionally have problems with. But yeah, it's being able to listen and to acknowledge and listen to feedback that we give them.